Hey y'all. Okay, so today I want to share with you 40 life lessons I learned that I wish I had known or implemented when I was in my 20s. So I've been 40 for about a minute now. I turned 40 back in September of 2023, and as I'm recording and uploading this video, it is April or May 2024. So let's get right to it. Number one, top of mind, is always trust your intuition. People say trust your guts, trust your intuition. Same thing. And people also say that women have the strongest intuition, which I think is very true. But I'm also in the belief that men have great intuition as well. So trust your gut, never second guess yourself, and trust your intuition. Number two, how can you trust your gut if your gut is full of junk, if you're constantly eating junk food? Now, it's okay to eat that stuff in moderation, but in order to make sound decisions, you want to make sure that you have a healthy diet as well because your brain is connected to your gut. So, you want to make sure that you implement a 80/20, 90/10 type of diet into your lifestyle so that you can make those clear decisions without, like I said before, second guessing yourself or making, the wrong decision. So those go hand in hand: a healthy gut, healthy mind, healthy diet. Number three, the importance of quality friendships. I learned this a little later on in life, and I used to be, well, I still am, a bit of a loner because I feel as though a lot of people I really can't connect with on an intellectual and kind of a soul level. So I've always been kind of to myself, by myself. There's nothing wrong with that. So I guess that's number four. But right now we're talking about number three, having a quality friend group, people that you can confide in, trust, and bounce ideas off of, people that inspire you as much as you inspire them. That's very important. So find your tribe and stick with them. Number four, going back to the solitude thing, if you need to be alone, that is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with being to yourself, being by yourself. It keeps you out of a whole lot of drama, stress, and other situations that you just don't want to be a part of. So there's nothing wrong with being alone. And people misconstrue being alone as lonely. But there are some people that can be in a group or in a room full of people and still feel lonely. But I'm under the impression that when you're when you truly know yourself, you can be by yourself and not feel alone or lonely. So that's that. Number five, the importance of travel. I used to have this whole mindset that I'm going to travel the world and see a whole lot of places once I retire. But you don't have to wait until you're in your 50s or 60s to see the world. Do it now. And that can be really beneficial when you find a career that allows you to do so, such as, working from home, working remotely, or working with a company that allows you to work from wherever, or starting your own business. You have the ultimate freedom and flexibility to do those things when you own your own business, when you work from home, or when you work for a company that doesn't care where you live because they can keep up with the tax codes and things like that. So, number six, we're on number six now, right? Yeah. Number six, the importance of grounding. If you don't know what grounding is, it's when you just go outside, take your socks off, and let your feet just sit in the grass. And I love grounding. I'm so glad that I moved away from Arizona where there's hardly no grass, and the grass that they do have mostly is artificial. So now that I'm here in Georgia visiting, I've been grounding, just going outside, sticking my feet in the grass, and it's just a whole another level to like energizing your spirit and things like that. So that's something I wish I had known about in my 20s or even in my early 30s. So get outside, get some sun, and ground. It'll do wonders for your mood and your energy levels. All right, number seven. It is so important to love yourself first before you can have the capacity to love others. So you want to embrace your flaws, embrace those things that you wish you could change about yourself while working on changing things about yourself, and just, love yourself through the process of transformation. Number 8, I want you to celebrate your successes. I sometimes get in the habit of, achieving something and then moving on to achieve the next thing without stopping to celebrate myself. So that's something I want you to work on as well, because when we make space to celebrate ourselves, we allow other things to happen because we're not constantly waiting for the next thing or anxious about the next thing to happen. We took time to pause and reflect. And as a result, you'll find that other things in your life will start to happen effortlessly. Number 9, let's talk about saying thank you often, showing gratitude. That's very, very, very important. Keep a gratitude journal. Thank yourself or thank the universe, thank God for waking up, for the little things that we may take for granted, like being able to use our limbs. So we have, working hands, working feet, legs that take us from point A to point B, a car that we can drive, things like that. So just show gratitude often and sincerely. Number 10, and very important, you want to make sure that you understand the importance of changing your mind is not a bad thing. It is okay to pivot. It is okay to switch gears with your career, with your business, and not feel guilty about it. So I want you to unapologetically change your mind. Give your space to unapologetically change your mind. There's nothing wrong with that. Number 11, stop feeling guilty about the past. The past is the past. The rearview mirror is small for a reason. Keep focusing on what's ahead of you and keep moving towards that direction of your life. Stop looking back, wondering what should have, could have, would have happened. Move forward, press forward, and go on with your life. Number, what are we at now? 13? 12? Number 12, I believe that's where we are. If I made a mistake, forgive me. Number 12, I want you to apologize to others. Don't hold grudges. Do not hold grudges. Number 13, take accountability for your choices and your decisions in life. You can no longer point the finger because there's 3 more fingers pointing back at you. Okay, so take accountability. Number 14, I want you to read books. This was something I was doing a lot when I was in my 20s, 30s, all throughout, middle school, high school. But I kind of fell off a little bit, but I'm getting back in my groove of reading 1 book a month. So I'm really happy about that. So I want you to expand your knowledge, expand your vocabulary as well, and read good books. Okay. Number 14, it is okay to outgrow people. You can move on from your friend that you had in 3rd grade, your boyfriend that you had in 8th grade, or whatever. Once you feel as though that relationship no longer serves you, it is okay to move on and outgrow people and grow. Number 15, I gotta start writing these down because I feel like I'm skipping numbers, or I may have forgotten a number. Again, if I did, please forgive me. Number 15, I want you to speak up. People tell me this all the time, but I naturally have a soft voice, so I can't help the way that I speak. But I know how to speak up and advocate for myself, and that's what I want you to do in your career. If you feel as though you are deserving of a promotion or a raise, speak up. Let that be known because a closed mouth does not get fed. Okay? Number 16. Be nice to people just because, you don't have to be nice to somebody just because you want something in return. Some examples of this can include, when you're in traffic, let somebody in that lane when they're trying to merge over. Let them in. Do not speed up for whatever reason. I just think that is so ignorant. Ain't that ignorant? People that's, driving somewhere and they clearly see that person is trying to merge over and get onto the highway. Why do you speed up and prevent them to do so? I mean, that's bad karma. Just let them in. It's not going to hurt you one bit. And if it might hurt you, just wake up earlier next time so you can get to where you're trying to go on time. Number 17, be a lifelong learner. Do not stop learning. Like I said before, read books, ask questions, be inquisitive, because the older you get, the more you tend to forget things. So, for example, my mom, she's, doing Sudoku puzzles and crossword puzzles every day to exercise her brain to reduce the chances of getting Alzheimer's. So, yeah, just be a constant learner or find ways to exercise your brain. And that's a great way to stay young, stay youthful. Number 18. Do not be so hard on yourself. Don't judge yourself. Don't pity yourself. We are all flawed human beings. Nobody's perfect. So embrace your imperfections and keep moving. Number 19. Keep some things to yourself. You don't have to put everything on social media. We don't need to know the kind of car you drive or how many vacations or all the vacations you've been on and things like that. Keep some things to yourself. You never know who's watching these videos or who's watching your social media and who's pocket watching and who knows who. You just want to keep some things to yourself. Be discreet and be, cautionary about what you share on your social media pages and online. Number 20, I want you to pay attention to your body. You may have discovered that, when you reach my age, you may not be able to do those kickboxing classes or high intensity training classes. You may want to, just stick to yoga or Pilates, things that's easier on your joints. So, try not to wear down your ligaments and your cartilage and things like that when you're in your 20s because it's hard to get those muscles or that strength back when you're my age. So be aware of that. Number 21, control the controllables. Control the controllables. Focus on what it is in your life that you can avoid, that you can prevent, and let life take care of those things that's out of your control. That's the best way to prevent a lot of stress and things like that to wear you down. Number 22, I want you to pick your battles. Everything is not worth an argument. Some things, you want to know how I argue now? I used to be a little bit argumentative when I was younger, but how I argue now, 2 words. Oh, okay. And keep it moving. Those are my arguing words. So you may just want to stick to your okays or just ignore somebody when they come to you with nonsense because it's not worth it. It's not worth the drama or the stress. Just keep the peace, protect your peace, and avoid the drama. Number 22, I believe we're on 22, right? Let me write that down. Some may not agree with this, but I want you to avoid multitasking. Studies show that only about 2% of people in the world can multitask effectively. 2%. So that goes to show you that, what in the world? So that goes to show you that it's not even possible to do a whole lot of things all at once and still be effective and productive. Focus on 1 or 2 things at a time and then move on to the next. Stop multitasking. It's not even effective, not even worth it. Number 23, you're never too old to do what it is you want to do in life. Stop letting people tell you that once you hit 30, you need to be married, you need to have a child, you need to figure out what it is you want to do with your life. No, for most people, the age of 40 is when they truly discover themselves and unlock a whole new version of themselves. Some even beyond 40, honestly. But yeah, you're never too old to discover a new path in life or to find what it is that you're meant to do in life. Number 24. On the topic of that, find a hobby that lights your spirit, gives you something to look forward to on the weekends or maybe one day out of the week after work or something like that. You may want to take up a candle making class or belly dancing class or a spinning class, something like that, just to kind of break the monotony in your day and to make your life a little bit more exciting. So that's that. Number 25, stop ignoring the red flags, okay? And that's pertaining to dating, pertaining to finding another job, or whatever. If you feel as though something isn't right, going back to the whole trusting your gut, trusting your intuition thing in the very beginning, If you notice a red flag, don't sit there and hope that it'll change. Trust your spirit and move on from whatever situation that may be, whether it's again dating, if you're in a relationship and you know it's red flags, get out of it. And do not sit around waiting for a person to change or waiting for a situation to change. You be the change and get out of that situation so that you can attract something better. Number 26, learn the importance of quality rest. People say that it takes about 6 to 8 hours to get quality rest. Some people, like myself, I'm a good 7 hours, 15 minutes of sleep type person. So discover your sleep schedule and what works best for you, and make it a point to get quality rest every night or about 90% of the time, because if you're like myself, an entrepreneur, sometimes you do have to burn that midnight oil, but don't do it all the time. Get quality rest so that you can be upbeat and productive the next day to accomplish your tasks. Then, number 27. This is something I learned just recently, which is just because you're good at something does not mean you need to make it profitable or it needs to be a business. Okay, so for a quick example, I'm really good with resumes, with interviewing, with negotiating a salary and things like that. But I know how to do those things for myself 100%. It does not mean that the next person that I coach, they may get the same results as me, because you just never know what's going on with another company, or you just never know if that hiring manager wants to hire someone internally and they're just interviewing because it's something that they need to do because the job description is up there. But it's a lot of variables that go into helping somebody else to find a job, and that stress just wasn't worth it for me. I mean, I know how to find a job myself if I want to get out there and find one again, but that doesn't mean that I needed to turn it into a whole side business or a whole business for myself to help other people. So, with that said, just because you're good at something does not mean you need to make it a business. It may just be something that you want to keep for yourself or to yourself, or just, make it a hobby. Every now and then help somebody in need, or, things like that. So everything that you're good at does not need to be profitable, or shouldn't be profitable, because you may run yourself into the ground with stress. So number 27, diets. Diets do not work. Take it from somebody who has lost weight, gained weight, lost it again, and et cetera, et cetera. So what's worked for me and what may work for you is sticking to like an 80-20 type of rule, where you eat healthy 80% of the time, then 20% you may indulge, but not go overboard, and make sure you drink your water and things like that. So understand that diets do not work. What works is discipline, okay? Number 28, ignore naysayers. People are going to say things about you regardless of if you're doing well in life, if you're doing bad in life, or if you're somewhere in between. So just know that they're going to talk regardless, but do what makes you happy and ignore the naysayers. Number 29, not every text, DM, or email needs to be answered immediately. Give yourself time for yourself and don't be so accessible. Preserve your energy. Number 30, take all the time you need to discover and learn yourself. We're in a constant stage of healing and growing and getting to know ourselves. You don't just come to this decision of knowing yourself out of nowhere. It's a process. So give yourself time, give yourself grace to understand yourself. And you may need to work with a life coach for this, or a spiritual coach, to help you to tap into your greatness and learn yourself on a whole nother level. Trust me, it is so worth it. Number 31. We're almost there, y'all. Stay with me. So number 31, I want you to drink your water. Stay hydrated. Typically, it's a good rule of thumb to drink about half of your weight in ounces in water. So let me explain that. So let's say, for example, if you weigh 120 pounds, you're supposed to be drinking 60 ounces of water per day. That's what experts say. Some people say drink a gallon a day, but I think that's overboard if you are someone who's more of a petite type of frame, because there is a certain thing as drinking too much water that'll make you sick. I almost did that one day and it was not pretty. So, yes, stay hydrated. Know how many ounces of water you need to drink per day and try to stick to that. Number 32, network. Network is so important. Networking can open so many doors that a lot of degrees cannot. I saw that quote one day on LinkedIn and I'm like, oh wow, that is so true. So, network as much as you can, learn from people that's smarter than you, get into rooms of people that are, doing things, and don't be intimidated by them. They're people just like we are. They bleed just like we do, and they breathe just like the way we do. So never be afraid to approach somebody and ask them questions, whether it's, a DM or at an event. Just spark a conversation. I know as introverts, that's kind of hard for some of us to do, but once you kind of get used to it, it's like tying a shoe. So, yeah, never be afraid to network and ask questions. Number 33, volunteer your time, whether it's going to your local hospital or finding somebody on LinkedIn that you can mentor to help them find a new job or help them network. Do things like that. And once you do it regularly, you'll find that it actually will help you more than it helps them, which is kind of selfish in a way, but it's not. It's kind of hard to explain. But yeah, volunteering is very beneficial for both parties. Number 34, I think we're on 34, right? Oh no, we're on 35. Sorry about that. If I made a mistake again, just ignore it. Forgive me. Number 35, stay open to feedback, constructive criticism, and don't take it personally. Don't get offended when you get constructive criticism from, I guess, your boss, your leader, from your husband, from your wife. And understand that it's not coming from a bad place. They're just sharing things that will help better you in the long run. Number 36, understand that happiness comes from within. You should never want to be with somebody because they may make you happy or bring joy to your life. That's an inside job. So understand that happiness comes from within, and don't expect anybody else to fill that gap for you. Number 38. No, 37. Number 37. We're almost there, y'all. Laugh at yourself. Make fun of yourself. Like I said before, we're all flawed human beings. We make mistakes. I've been making a couple of mistakes in this video here, but I'm still going to upload it and keep it moving. So with that said, smile at yourself, laugh at yourself. Don't take life so seriously. Number 38. Now this is really something I wish I had implemented in my 20s. And this is the concept of experiences over things. I used to be so into materialistic things. I used to have a closet full of clothes, some that I didn't even wear with tags still on them and stuff like that, just collecting stuff just to be collecting it when I really should have been traveling more when I was younger. But can't look back, only move forward, right? But yeah, just, be cognizant of experiencing life and not spending so much money on materialistic things that only depreciate with time. Okay. Number 39, almost there. 39. So many people underestimate the power of breath. Taking a deep breath and how calming it is and how helpful it is with managing stress. We all experience stress at some point, at some level in our lives, but how often do we just take time to pause and take a deep breath, like a deep belly breath, and let it out slowly? Meditation is very important. I guess that goes kind of hand in hand, the deep breath and meditation. So implement about 10 minutes minimum of meditation per day, and see how wonderful it is for your mental health, for your clarity, with managing stress as well. So, meditate and take deep breaths on a regular basis. And number 40, as we bring this on home, I want you to go to therapy. If it's within your budget, please go to therapy. Do not unpack your problems on your friends, on your relatives, on your neighbors, on your coworkers. Find a licensed therapist to help you with your life's struggles. And you'll find that it does wonders for unpacking traumas and learning how to navigate things that used to trigger you in the past. Therapy is very, very, very important. I want you to understand that, and don't wait until you actually need a therapist to find one. Okay, it can be used as a tool to maintain your spirit and your attitudes and things like that. So yeah, therapy is very important, and it's something that I wish I had known in my 20s and early 30s. So I hope this video was very helpful for you. Hope you learned something about me, about yourself, and I hope that you implement something or a few things as well. I'll see you on the next video, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.